Hi, my name is Connor Riley, and on this week's Gimme 5, we're going to be talking about the future of the Georgia quarterback position, as Jacoby on Twitter wonders about Carson Beck and whether he's still the heir apparent at the quarterback position or whether it's more up in the air heading into this offseason. Saturday will be Stetson Bennett's final home game at Georgia, and next year the Georgia Bulldogs will have a new quarterback under center. If I had to make an accurate prediction right now in November of 2022, I would say that's Carson Beck. Based off what we've seen this season, he's impressed in the backup quarterback role, specifically in the Vanderbilt game when he had 98 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Problem is that that's the last time we had seen Carson Beck play, as Georgia had entered a more difficult stretch of its schedule. Saturday's game against Georgia Tech should be very telling in this aspect because Georgia, in theory, should be able to get up big on Georgia Tech. The Bulldogs are a 35-point favorite, and this figures to be an opportunity similar to Vanderbilt, where Georgia can get up big early and then insert Beck into the game to see what he can continue to give and play in this offense. Noticeably, Georgia made an effort to work Beck in with the first-team offense and see what he could do, or not necessarily first-team offense, but first-team playmakers to see what he could do against Vanderbilt there. But Kirby Smart isn't going to want to just hand Carson Beck the job. He's going to want him to continually earn it. Again, it's worth pointing out here that Stetson Bennett wasn't named the starting quarterback at any point prior to the season, at least in a declarative statement. They just repeatedly said that Stetson was their guy and made it very clear that Stetson was going to be the starting quarterback. As for the rest of the roster, you have Brock Vandagriff and Gunnar Stockton. It's noteworthy here that Georgia isn't bringing in a quarterback in the 2023 recruiting class as we record this video, and it doesn't seem likely to add one between now and the early signing period. And with the transfer portal being a real option, Kirby's going to want to keep all 3 scholarship quarterbacks, Beck, Vandagriff, and Stockton, on the team for as long as he can. Depth is always tricky at the quarterback position. You only have to look back to 2020 when JT Daniels was dealing with an injury and Dwan Mathis proved ineffective. That's how Bennett got the starting job in the first place. The Bulldogs are going to want to keep all 3 quarterbacks in the mix and potentially have them as the starting quarterback options. While Beck has looked the best in the opportunities he's been given this year and is the most experienced in Todd Monken's offense, it's not unrealistic to think that maybe a Brock Vandagriff or Gunnar Stockton could make a big leap in the offseason. And from there, Georgia is going to have options. But as we sit here right now, I would say that Carson Beck is likely to be Georgia's starting quarterback next year. Of course, no one would have ever said that Stetson Bennett was going to be Georgia's starting quarterback, and all he's done is go 25-3 as a starter, including leading Georgia to a national championship last year and having the Bulldogs positioned to do so again this year. So while Beck seems to be the plan at the quarterback position right now, as we've seen with Georgia under Kirby Smart time and time again, plans don't always go into action, and I think that could very well be the case with Beck, as Brock Vandagriff and Gunnar Stockton both have huge upsides as well as Beck. My name is Connor Riley. That has been this week's Gimme 5. Mike Griffith will have you guys next week previewing the SEC Championship game.